So in May 2026, the entire world basically woke up to this sudden, very physical sense of urgency. The Pursue Declassification Directive was triggered by the Department of War, and it dumped an absolute mountain of highly classified documents right onto our desks. We can finally forget the vague conspiracy theories of the past because we are now dealing with raw military-grade records. Right at the top of these intelligence files is the deeply disturbing case of a massive, glowing mother orb. And I guarantee you, the impossible technical analysis of this specific object, which we'll uncover a little bit later in this explainer, is gonna change absolutely everything you think you know about our skies. Just take a second and look at this raw, terrifying quote. Are you seeing this? In October 2023, federal special agents documented a tactical encounter with a colossal orb just hovering over a dark forest. Their sheer panic, which is permanently etched into this official report, proves beyond a doubt that this wasn't just some stray weather balloon. But you know what? We're actually going to hold off on the bizarre details of what they saw for just a minute, because to truly understand the magnitude of what they faced in the dark that night, we first need to expose the massive system of silence that successfully hid this reality for decades. And that actually brings us right to this timeline, 1947, 1953, 1992, leading all the way up to the 2026 Pursue Directive. The massive question everyone is asking right now is, why exactly is the government releasing an avalanche of files right now in 2026? Well, the simple answer is that the bureaucratic system of secrecy finally collapsed under its own weight. And the root of this entire culture of silence started right here, back in the 1950s, with a methodical strategy of denial. The 1953 Robertson Panel and their policy of debunking. Okay, so convened by the CIA, this panel didn't actually prove that UAP sightings were fake. Instead, they concluded that pure public hysteria over these phenomena could paralyze critical military communication channels during a Cold War emergency. To prevent that panic, the panel instituted an incredibly aggressive official policy of debunking. They actively ridiculed legitimate sightings and intentionally destroyed careers just to keep the general public skeptical and docile. And this brilliantly illustrates the fallout of that exact policy. We're looking at a 50-50 split here. An internal CIA report confessed in 1992 that exactly half of all sightings in the 50s and 60s were actually the government's own top-secret spy planes, namely the U-2 and Oxcart projects. The Air Force purposely lied to everyone, blaming ice clouds and thermal inversions just to protect their highly classified aerospace programs. But the mathematical problem here is pretty obvious, right? If 50% were just spy planes, what exactly made up the other 50% of unexplained phenomena? That was the crack that ultimately broke the dam. 1.7 billion. That is the staggering number of global hits the official war.gov/UFO portal took in just a matter of days when the Presidential Transparency Directive was activated. The absolute thirst for raw, unfiltered answers crashed their servers entirely, cementing this as literally the largest, fastest public disclosure event in human history. 162. So the crucial point is, what did they actually release to feed that worldwide hunger? The first batch wasn't just a handful of generic, boring memos. The initial Pursue package unleashed 162 independent files. We are talking about critical reports spanning 80 whole years, pulling from the CIA, the FBI, NASA space recordings, and raw telemetry data from the Department of War. It's documentation that successfully bypassed dozens of different security filters all at once. Okay, let's really dive into this. The genuine mental discomfort in these files comes from the kinematic anomalies reported over and over again. These documents list capabilities that completely shatter the limits of human aerospace engineering. We're talking about trans-medium travel, spherical crafts plunging from the atmosphere straight into the deep ocean with zero structural damage, objects hitting Mach 15 without any sonic booms, somehow creating a vacuum space where they generate no drag and no heat. And worse, objects actively disabling the heavily shielded electronic defenses of our fighter jets using pure localized interference. Now, right here at exactly the 412 mark of our explainer, I want to throw a quick challenge your way. Take a really close look at this recent FBI case file. There is an incredibly subtle Easter egg hidden in the background. Pause the explainer for a second if you need to. If you spot it, drop it in the comments and let me know what you think it means. The case itself details this stunning civilian footage showing two glowing orb anomalies moving silently in a perfectly harmonious, tethered flight. It strongly backs up the military data we've been looking at and really highlights the sheer scale of this aerial invasion. The 1997 Alaskan coast subsurface encounter. The vulnerability these documents expose is just massive. Take this terrifying account tracked off the freezing coast of Alaska. A 400-foot-long cylindrical object was stealthily maneuvering at the bottom of the ocean. Radar captured the exact moment it breached the ice crust and, without generating a single thermal shockwave, hit low Earth orbit in under 3 seconds. It proves that no matter how dense our planet's military infrastructure is, we are being watched and we have zero real capacity to intercept. The Mother Orb revealed, closing the loop on the 2023 encounter. Okay, let's finally return to the oppressive tension of that October night and break down the full technical analysis of what those agents actually confronted. Like grapes being expelled from a basketball, I mean, wow. This massive, glowing orange orb hovering in the night sky wasn't behaving like cold steel machinery. The newly declassified document reveals the object took on an almost organic posture. According to the Pentagon's official witnesses, it began spitting out smaller red orbs in rapid succession. The bizarre description logged in the report was literally like grapes being expelled from a basketball. It is shocking to read something like that in official government documentation. The government's anomaly agency, RO, finally admitted the hard truth in their June 2026 report. 40% of these encounters have absolutely no conventional resolution. They are pure physics mysteries. The UAP Science Advisory Council. You see, the sheer frustration of holding mountains of unexplainable data with zero answers led to a monumental shift, successfully forcing the power right out of classified military walls. Enter this unprecedented task force, led by brilliant Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb. Civilian data physicists, oceanographers, and AI experts are now poring over the unredacted telemetry. They are taking the exclusive analysis away from secretive military agencies and fully embracing the unforgiving, open scrutiny of true academic science. The Galileo hypothesis versus the down-to-earth hypothesis. So, where does all this cutting-edge science actually point us? We reach the ultimate watershed moment here, the bifurcated truth where you really have to choose a side. The scientific community is torn in half by two radical, equally terrifying hypotheses. On one side, the Galileo hypothesis argues that the physics on display definitively prove the presence of non-human intelligence. On the flip side, the down-to-earth hypothesis argues that a foreign adversary has achieved an unbelievable technological leap, hidden right under the nose of Western intelligence, allowing them to fly completely undetected over domestic airspace and nuclear bases without a scratch. Both of these ideas severely challenge our reality. When finding an ant on the kitchen cabinet, we get alarmed because we realize that there must be many more. That is Professor Loeb hitting the nail right on the head with a perfect analogy. Because if we assume all of this is actually human technology, the situation is incredibly dire, perhaps even more catastrophic than a cosmic visit. A single undetected foreign drone hovering over a naval base means our multi-billion-dollar defense sensors are totally useless. It implies we have been infiltrated repeatedly, every single day, in a way that shatters global security and completely upends the geopolitical order. Which poses a greater threat to humanity, an undetected foreign adversary or an intelligence beyond our world? Seriously, what really keeps you up at night? An invisible enemy from our own world armed with technology centuries ahead of its time, or an unknown intelligence wandering through our airspace? I want you to pick a side in the comments right now and strongly defend your choice. As the government continues to release these answers, I'll be waiting